my channel. So recently I was able to see KT Tunstall perform at the Troubadour here in Los Angeles. KT Tunstall's performance was one of the most impressive, genuine, entertaining, and interactive performances I have seen in a long time. At the start of every song, she recorded each musical layer with her loop pedal and then energetically jumped into each composition, fully committed. During her solo performance, she intuitively transitioned from one song to the next, with witty banter, stories from her past, and timely anecdotes. She performed her classics, like the inspiring Suddenly I See, the haunting Black Horse and the Cherry Tree, and the dreamy, melancholic Other Side of the World. Her new album, Nut, contains a variety of upbeat, dynamic, pop rock jams with exhilarating, propulsive beats and unique lyrics. Her hypnotic, energetic performance transcended above most, captivating the souls of her audience. Now, as a venue, the Troubadour was pretty accessible. When I arrived, an employee of the venue accompanied me to the ADA accessible wheelchair section. Although the wheelchair accessible section was clearly marked, it was pretty difficult to see the markings on the ground when the venue's lights were turned down because the dark blue paint wasn't very visible in the dim lighting. Honestly, it's pretty understandable that a lot of people weren't even aware that this accessible section was the accessible section because it was kind of hard to see the markings on the ground. I think it would have been a lot better if the Troubadour put up stanchions on the left and right side of the accessible section, at least at the start of the show, so the wheelchair accessible section is more easily visible to patrons. However, I honestly did kind of like that they didn't have stanchions put up because it did make it easier for me to interact with other fans that were surrounding the wheelchair accessible section. So I was able to meet more people and just enjoy the show with the rest of the crowd. I think it's all a fine balance. So there are 3 bars in the venue. There are 2 that are on the main floor, but in order to get to those, you have to weave through the crowd, and that can be kind of difficult when you're in a wheelchair. So I ended up using the 3rd bar, which is to the left of the main entrance, right when you enter the Troubadour. And in this bar, it's also where they sell the merchandise at the end of the show, and the accessible bathrooms are also right next to this bar. Overall, the Troubadour was able to provide an outstanding guest experience. Alright, well that's it for today's video. If you've enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell button down below to receive a notification the next time I upload a video. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.
So LA, when you're in the studio making a record, you all know this, you've all made records. Or at least you're planning. You sometimes realize that you've borrowed a little bit from another song. And this one was like a vibe. It was a feeling from one of my favorite songs of all time that made its way into this one. Want to hear some? Has one of the best lyrics ever written. Well, what I am, what you are.